Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is my reaction to Suga becoming Prime Minister. That's now in HK's on. I'm going to watch. I think it's going to happen.
The vote counting, the result is now passed on, and then to be passed on to the chairperson. So chairperson now has the results. The number of votes cast 462, and the majority 232. And then the Secretary General will be reporting on the results of the vote. Suga Yoshide, 314 votes. Suga Yoshide, 134. And Katayama As a result of the vote, Suga Yoshide is going to be nominated according to the rules in this House to be nominated as the Prime Minister.
And he's the Prime Minister.
In the lower house, Suga Yoshihide is now nominated to be the minister as a vote because of the voting. 162. Simple majority is 252. 314 for Suga Yoshinori, and under 234 votes. Katayama Tonosuke, 11 votes. Katayama Nagaki, 2 votes. And Koizumi Shinjiro, 1 vote. In the lower house, we now know that Suga Yoshihide is nominated as the new Prime Minister. So
And this starts a new day and age.
he has surpassed the simple majority and now is to be nominated. Well, the 214 and Korean party is 29, so it's 313. And so I think it's around the party sides that we have the result of the votes. And the Constitutional Democratic Party and the Democratic Party of the People and the Japanese Communist Party, if we count all that, 131 votes. So it's around the party lines. The House of the Japanese Diet, which is President of BNP, has been chosen among the lawmakers as the Prime Minister. Now, we turn to the upper house of the Parliament. The vote casting is now underway. Now, the lower house has chosen Yoshide's Minister. We have the broadcast from the lower house. About 5 minutes ago, the roll call and the broadcasting started at the upper house of the Parliament. According to the number given to each lawmaker, the names are called and to be invited to vote. Santo Akiko is the chairperson, the 32nd chair of the upper house of the Diet. NDP and Kokumin 133 and Kobe Party 28 and the Shinokari 16 and Shirinku and 38 People's Democratic Party 14 and Okinawa Kazai 2 and Labour 2 Kai 2 and 9 and
I wonder if the news is reporting on it now here in the States. I'll have to check.
the about the 80 parliamentarians have been casted the vote. The critical reform minister for declining birth rates just casted her vote. And the way they are casting the vote is a little different from the lower house. They take the Senate on the right-hand side, and the lawmakers hand over their ballot card directly to the member of the upper house secretariat instead of casting their cards into the ballot box. So the ballot that the names is already stamped on the ballot, and then the name will be written on that ballot by each parliamentarian, and the chairperson is going to vote in the lower house, but not in the upper house. If we took it 24 and 100, majority. But for those in the parliament, the plenary session would be the number of the votes total. So according to the number of total votes, the majority vote number would be different. So 142 was the time that started the cast of the votes, and now 8 minutes has passed. So about 110 members had already cast the ballot, and then we will continue voting on the upper house later. So from 142 voting is underway at upper house, and in this election, the person of the majority vote is going to be nominated. But then 200 and 123 is the majority. So the ballots are checked one by one. Now we have the with us.
Still taking in all the votes.
We know
All we know is going to be a
the
prime
lower
minister.
house, and we're waiting for the result of the upper house. How do you see the result of the upper house? So 134, and then that's the majority, and the VP and the party, and now it's 313. So out of the independent votes, maybe we have obtained some independent votes also, and Pedano is related to 15. And then if you look at the party guide, so the DDP and the CDP, and then the Japanese Communist Party is 131. So there are independent parliamentarians who had added to the vote for and then after voting for the vote, and then who has cast the vote we don't know. From the upper house, so the members are now casting their ballots, and for the upper house, how do you see the result today? In the upper house, it's LDP and Kone has will be voting for Suga Yoshihide. Constitutional Democratic Party and the Democratic Party for people, both they have decided to vote for Erano, together with the
Did they
Party
merge?
in the upper house, and the party decided to vote for its leader, Mr. Takayama. The voting is underway at the upper house of the Japanese state. Here's there are some comments made by Suga Yoshihide. We cannot have the fiscal sound policy without the economic construction. I have the same opinion as that, and I'm not going to negate what's going to happen then in the future. In 10 years, I'm not going to say that we're not going to have the tax hike. That is, priorities have conditions for women to work. We also have numerical targets for women's health. Treatment should be covered by the public health insurance programs to help couples to have children. Constitutional amendment has been on the LDP's platform since its beginning, so the amendment is necessary. We have already presented the 4 items for discussion, and at the commissions on constitution of the Japanese diet, all political parties should discuss this issue. As president of the LDP, I'd like to work to bring the COVID-19 under control. It's difficult to decide when to dissolve the diet, because as my term as the party president is only one year. bringing the economy back on track while containing the COVID-19 is important. Of course, the dissolving the diet, that the decision have to be made taking into consideration all situations. So we looked at the policies of Suga and about the consumption tax hike. I think this was put forward as one of the items for discussion. Yes, as for the consumption tax hike, this is part of the economic policy. So as to have the tax have been negative about that, but in the presidential election race at the TV program, the population is going to decline, so that with the administration reform, then in the future it's necessary to have a tax hike down the line. But so tax was one of the items for discussion, but in the next day, Suga said that this is going to be the future outlook. And about 10 years, I don't see any consumption tax hike. The opposition party, there has been made much issue discussion about this, so that it's going to be taken up in the diet for sure. And about the child rearing support, there has been much discussion.
I can't tell. I have bad vision.
Yes. In October,
I'm looking at the TV from far.
Free for young children, and also child rearing, and also to have countermeasures for fewer children. And then all generations can have a same system so that infertility treatment would be under the health insurance, and also not to have children waiting to go to the child care facilities. And then the public health insurance be made ready for the treatment. So and the level six, and then for the health insurance coverage of treatment, I think we're going to see the concrete measures towards the same. And then about the constitutional amendment, here, the legislature says that we have to have the discussions of that. Yes, under the LDP has the 4-item constitutional amendment. So about the self-defense forces and also to have the publication of charge. So the 4 items idea is the base for the constitutional amendment under the So after 70 years of the constitution, so there are things that are not aligned with the reality. So in the diet, there will be the constitution here, and it's going to be taken up under the Commission on the Constitution. So this is going to be the continuation of what the Prime Minister earlier has done. At the upper house, the voting is now underway to choose the next Prime Minister. This is a live broadcast from the plenary hall of the upper house of the Japanese Parliament. Now, about 230 lawmakers have casted the vote, and the voting is now drawing to a close. Lawmakers who cannot climb up to the stairs, they have casted they are printing them. Lawmakers belong to they are chief company. They are taking the personnel have delivered their votes. I think that all the lawmakers have cast their votes, and the ballot box is now closed. The votes are now being counted. Chairperson Santo instructed to close the voting and start the vote counting secretariat staff members of the upper house started counting and also examining the ballot papers. Usually it takes half an hour to finish this process. It's now showing that there are no ballot papers left in the box. In the upper house, as you can see, the votes are being counted on the table where the votes are cast. And the four secretariat members
It's like in the LDP election.
counting ballots. The papers are white, so they're a little bit longer than business calling cards. Four staff members of the lower house, upper house secretariat are now counting the votes. The full members, there are 245 lawmakers, and excluding the chairperson, there should be 244 ballots cast, and those the person who obtains the majority of the vote cast will be designated as prime minister. Now the vote continues onward in the plenary session of the upper house. The plenary house of the upper house. Now the vote is underway. The vote has been cast, and at this stage, the vote is now being counted. Here, we go back to what Suga had said in the past.
There seems to be a report here.
But it has to follow the ruling coalition's position based on the discussions within the LDP, while maintaining the exclusively defensive posture under the Constitution. So Mr. Yokota has now passed away, and I'm so sorry that we were not able to bring back Manu-san in time for him to meet her. And something that we really must resolve. And regarding the condition, I think that we should consider Chairman Kim. At the Finance Ministry, we have conducted the inquiry about Moritomo Gakuen, and then we put the measures in place so that we will not have such a problem again in the future. And based on that, we're going to have the open process in order to review. So I think that would be made clear in this process. At around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the vote counting has started at the upper house of the diet.
Well, we already know it's going to be official, but it's not 100% official yet.
The votes are now being counted.
We know it's going to happen.
Podium where the votes are cast. Secretary General and the 4 other staff members are now counting the votes. Now let's continue to discuss Suga's policy about the foreign policy. How do you analyze it? Suga has been stating that what Prime Minister Abe pursued. He states that we need to have relations, neighbors with neighbors with China and Korea based on strategic. He also said that he will consult Mr. Abe on security and external issues, and it looked to the former Prime Minister Mori for his close relations with President Putin, for the Japan's relations with Russia and territorial issues. And the Suga has been in charge of affection issues, and he stated that he will do his continue to do his utmost for the resolution of the affection issues, and he is willing to have relations with Kim Jong-un. So about the reorganization of the ministry and that issue in this presidential election, yes, so that we should do away with the sectionalized bureaucracy so that we would be breaking down the over reliance on president. So as what he has done, he has the so-called hometown tax donation system, and also he has the so-called inbound foreign tourists. And he has utilized dams in order to prevent disasters. So he has been conducting policies from the standpoint of the chief cabinet secretary in order to have the ministries cooperate in getting policies in place. And he also had outlined the digitalization of the government as one of the key policies that he had to pursue. And in the press conference 2 days ago, as the symbol of the industry organization, the law revised in order to sustain that. And Hideo Takuya is now going to be the digitalization minister. And after the cabinet is in place, it's going to be started immediately. So this is one of the policies that Suga is going to carry forward as prime minister if he becomes prime minister. Now the ballot counting is almost finished.
And still take half
It's
hour.
still continuing now.
Almost finished.
And
Earlier than expected.
members of the secretariat.
They must be very fast to count all those ballots.
So commentator Mr. Toshi, another policy measure is about the revitalization of the region. Yes. And in the presidential election of the LDP, one discussion point was about the revitalization of the local areas. So Toshi is from the Akita Prefecture. He has dwelt upon that, so that he was in the city council, and then he had put much emphasis on the regional or the local areas. So the vaccination system or the inbound foreign trade, and also the agricultural products to be exported in more large numbers to foreign countries, and then the minimum wage rate, and also to have the agriculture reform under the initiative of the government. That both study is in the final stage, and then the Secretary General is to the chairperson. If the result is already given to the Secretary General, and then the announcement of the vote counting to become the chairperson is in the final stage of the vote counting, and the Secretary was chosen at the lower house as the new leader, and then the upper house result is now going to be almost finished to be announced. So the result is already conveyed to the Secretary General, and now it's in the final checking process. It started around 12 at the upper house, and the vote has been checked, and the Secretary General has the result written. The upper house, in our goal, the counting of the votes to choose the prime minister is almost over. Yoshihide has been chosen in the lower house of the parliament as the prime minister. The selection process is now studied. The final process in the upper house of the Japanese Diet. In the upper house, the chairperson doesn't have votes, and the out of the 244 lawmakers who vote in this process, the majority received 133 votes. The result is now being informed from the Secretary General to of the upper house of the Diet. I announced the result of their votes. The total vote count 140. The majority of this voting is 121. The votes got 142 votes. Edano Yukino, 78 votes. Katayama Kuranosuke, 16 votes. Ito Takae, 1 vote from the Democratic People's Party and Shinjuku Rukai, and empty votes. The upper house decided to designate Yoshihide as Prime Minister.
And Japan's got a new prime minister.
The Liberal Democratic Party has just been elected as Prime Minister by the upper house of the Japanese Diet, and now he has been chosen as Prime Minister. The total vote cast was now 244. Riki Oirano got 78 votes. Katayama Kuranosuke got 16 votes. Ito Takae got 1 vote. And there were 3 vacant ballots. The upper house
Well, the last prime minister, Abe.
Here's a quick look at the life of the main ruling Middle Democratic Party president, the country's new leader.
Nearly the past 8 years has stood here taking questions from reporters, government based on criticism, from allegations of corruption to unpopular policy decisions. The Trump spokesperson seemed unflappable.
Well, looks like we just witnessed Abe's era end. Now it's Suga's time. He is the longest serving prime minister and longest uninterrupted term. He's been serving since 2012, and now it's a new day. When it was the 16th in Japan and the 16th here in America, well, Suga has just become prime minister. The son of a farmer.
He grew up outside of the land on his parents' strawberry farm. He was nearly 40 when he first ran for office, getting a seat on Yokohama City Council.
Now that it's official, let's see if anybody has caught wind of this.
Known for his loyalty. As a cabinet minister, he promoted policies that local communities half by throughout his career, by a motto, where there's a
Not to make subversives.
And 5 years after he called to bring his political ally back to power. Now, finally, in the spotlight himself, Suga is letting the world get to know him. He likes to travel, fish, golf, and keep fit. The farmer's son inherited a sweet tooth and a love for the land where he grew up.
When I go to my hometown, I remember playing in the mountains and rivers in my childhood. Eating and talking with old classmates energizes me. That gives me what I need to work hard
city.
まあそこがいいことじゃないかなという。
While Suga had joined Japan, people across the country are waiting to see how.
Any details about who will serve in the new cabinet? The list includes veteran politicians who have served as ministers, apparently reflecting Suga's intention to continue Abe's policies by keeping familiar faces on board. Atsuo Taro will remain as Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister. He has been in the position since 2012. Japan's Health Minister Kato Katsunobu, one of his close aides, as Chief Cabinet Secretary to replace himself. Foreign Minister Motegi Toshimitsu will stay in that role, and former State Minister for Foreign Affairs Shinobu will be Defense Minister, is Abe's younger brother. Defense Minister Kono Taro will serve as Administrative Reform Minister. Suga has pledged to promote cooperation among ministries and agencies and create a more efficient government. Hirai Takuya will deal with digitalization of the government, another priority advocated by Suga. Nishimura Yasutoshi will continue to work for the revitalization of the economy hit hard by the coronavirus. Katsumoto Seiko will also retain her post as minister in charge of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics, which have been postponed to next year. And now here's a look at our 3-day weather forecast.
Well, they may not have anything more to report, but I'll see. If not, well, we'll have to mark the end of the video.
That wraps up our special coverage of the selection of Japan's new Prime Minister. Suga Yoshihide will now form his first cabinet before holding a news conference to lay out his priorities. Take a look at news like throughout Wednesday for updates on the first hours of this fresh administration.
Well, you all saw and knew that there's a new administration. Well, we have to say farewell to the Abe administration and hello to the Suga administration now. And I hope, and let's all hope collectively, that Suga can do a good job during this hard time. We live in an age of a pandemic, and it affects Japan bigly, and affects the United States bigly, and affects, well, the world bigly. So let's hope he does a good job, and let's also consider that Japan is a member of the G7 and is an important ally to the United States. So I mean, we need Japan to be in good shape, not just for Japan's sake, but for the world's sake. But even Japan's sake on its own, it's very important. And I hope big time that Suga will do a good job. And I hope I can do more videos like this and even react to the general election next year or sooner if a snap election is called. I mean, I don't know if I could make predictions on that. I mean, who knows what could happen? Suga could win the general election, or maybe the opposition will get it, or someone that isn't the leading part of the leading opposition party. I mean, current opposition would be Edano Yukio, and he just did a merger with another opposition party, and made his party bigger. And but we'll have to see what other plans he's got. But whether or not he'll be the next prime minister is uncertain. Chances are Suga will get another term, maybe not. I mean, with how we'll have to see how he does. I just got in as prime minister. Let's keep up to date and see how he does, and let's all hope for the best. Goodbye and sayonara to everybody.